So why don't we start by asking a couple questions here? And the first one I got is, where are we at today with technology today? As far as, you're a consultant, you would recommend me as a business owner to go in which direction? I mean, is this based on the size of my, employees' usage? I mean, does it matter if I have 100 employees? Do I need a phone system per se? Is it better to do mobile? I mean, where do we start as a business? What do we have to look for first?
Well, it is dictated by size, because size will certainly, dictate, what type of options are really available to you. There's certainly a growing trend towards mobility, and the mobile space, or the cellular space, is becoming, well, it's actually become the most costly, typically, of all the services out there. If a company picks up the tab for people's cell phones, which most still do, those services, the cost of those services tend to eclipse that of the traditional landline and internet services. So some companies have gone to a complete mobility environment, so they've done away with things like the traditional phone system or the PBXs, but most still have those services. But it really comes down, when you negotiate with providers, you want to try to negotiate from a position of strength. And the challenge that a business owner has, and I'm a business owner, and quite frankly, there's a number of things that I do, that the work that I basically outsource to other entities because, A, I either don't want to do it, or B, because I'm not very well equipped to do it in terms of my core competencies. I know what my company does well, and I know what I don't do well. And for things where I rely on information, I try to find, other companies who understand that space better than I do. And in the case of telecom, the reason that, firms like ours exist is because they want to focus on what it is that they do best and not have to worry about managing telecom, because as you mentioned earlier, it can be quite complex. The bills are very cryptic. They're very difficult to understand, and quite frankly, they're done that way for a reason, because if they were made very simple, then the end consumer could quickly be able to gauge their current offer versus a competitive offer and make a well-informed choice. But if the bills are somewhat difficult to understand, then it becomes more problematic for a business owner to really be able to do an apples-to-apples comparison, and hence they just kind of throw their arms up and they just kind of deal with what they have. So,
right.